And we know the Pentagon has admitted that they've launched cyber attacks against themselves. We know that the Stuxnet worm, still infesting computer systems all over the East, was launched by a consortium of Israel and the Pentagon. That's been in the Jerusalem Post. Now, Senator Rockefeller, Senator Lieberman, and others have been scurrying around saying because of the Stuxnet worm launched 2 months ago, they need cybersecurity and, quote, the federal government or Obama kill switch. That's admitted. So the so-called Western governments launch the Stuxnet. Then they come in and say, now we want to take your internet freedom. That is a false flag, bona fide, in-your-face, red-handed right there. Now, you look at George Soros' right-hand man openly funding WikiLeaks with the Open Society Group. You look at Cass Sunstein, the White House regulations czar, who called to infiltrate the web, to stage events on the web as a pretext to shut it down, posing as activist. He said this 3 years ago, being behind and involved with WikiLeaks. You could see what's happening. I'll break it down when we come back. Then even bigger news. Stay with us. Key show today. Key broadcast.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the most storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday price packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans, and the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange HomeGain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, A solar power generator provides powerful backup, insurance, and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We now take you live
to the Central Texas Command Center
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to the Alex Jones Show.
Okay, so they've got the cybersecurity legislation lined up. The government admits they are already surveilling your credit card purchases in real time, violating federal and state law. It's a felony every time they do it. Oh, but it's done to protect you. Then we get the internal Homeland Security documents, and 95% or more of all of Homeland Security is for American citizens, gun owners, returning veterans, libertarians, Ron Paul supporters, Bob Barr supporters. This is treason. This is what you would expect from a group of villains, offshore mega corporations coming in and buying up our government and then using it as a tool to suck the people dry of their wealth through corporate welfare. But continuing, I'm not saying there aren't some real anonymous hackers that are mad at Amazon and MasterCard and PayPal shutting off Julian Assange. But look at the timing. Right when they want to pass all this legislation, right when the government starts saying, watch, there's about to be a cyber war, magically one starts. And then MasterCard and Amazon and others are amazed at how sophisticated these attacks are. Think about that. And now because of Assange, they're introducing legislation where the U.S. government can grab any foreigner they want and take them back here for treason charges, for espionage charges. You know, to Sarah Palin, and I don't like to attack Sarah Palin. I mean, I don't think she's evil at heart, but she said our ally is North Korea 2 weeks ago, and then this week she came out and said that Julian Assange is being un-American. Well, he's not an American, okay? Julian Assange is from Australia. I hate to tell Sweetie Pie that. I hate to tell Cupcake that. But that's what's going on here. And now they've got legislation to, you get leaked anything from government, which the press has always been able to do, on Nixon, on the government injecting black people with syphilis to kill them. You get that as the New York Times or 590 AM in Austin or as Alex Jones at Infowars.com. And you publish it, you get life in prison and multi-million-dollar fines. That's the bills they've got introduced. Oh, and the Pentagon's got to surveil all the internet now and watch you all in real time and create this army of cyber spies because of Julian Assange. And then I look at Cass Sunstein, the White House regulation czar, who wrote papers saying that they want to arrest conspiracy theorists. And he went on to say, what is a conspiracy theorist? This is the regulation czar. You can read his quotes. It's been in mainstream news. Everybody knows about this. I mean, it's been talked about everywhere. And the media goes, oh, that's reasonable. If you don't believe in man-made global warming, you go to jail. If you don't believe the official 9/11 story, you go to jail. This is what's being proposed. Well, Sunstein separately says in his papers at the White House and at Harvard previously and at the Chicago School, he wrote papers for all of them, the White House, Harvard, and Chicago University. And Sunstein said the mainstream media and government have no credibility. People don't believe us anymore. This is a paper to the government. We've been caught lying so much. So we'll go out and pose as activists to both act ridiculous and discredit the internet, but also to stage crises. Now, the first time WikiLeaks is ever in mainstream news is in early 2007. In fact, Matt Ryan, You printed that for me earlier in the week, and I showed it, but I don't have it now on the stack. Will you print me that Cass Sunstein WikiLeaks article that he wrote for the Washington Post 3 years ago? Thanks. Find it again. I want to show it to folks, and I'll give them the headline. And he introduces it as this great organization with Julian Assange and these Chinese anti-communist activists. And look, I don't like the communist Chinese, don't get me wrong, but those Chinese activists are admitted CIA assets and agents. And Cass Sunstein is admittedly hooked up with all this, and he's hooked up at the beginning of WikiLeaks. And then I have the real founder on a few days ago, John Young, who the New York Observer's called the original WikiLeaker. He's the guy that registered the name for them. There it is. It's A Brave New Wiki World by Cass R. Sunstein. That's the Washington Post headline if you want to read him, telling you how great it is. So he's now the White House regulation czar. Then I get the original WikiLeaker on, John Young, and he said, look, I found out that it was, basically Soros-type connected and was hooked into intelligence and front, and they're going to bring out even bigger and bigger stuff now, and they're going to use it to surveil the web and then start taking it over and then finally shut it down. He said it'll take years. And boy, is he right. They're doing it incrementally. So I got the real founder of WikiLeaks agreeing with me. I've got all the evidence. I've got George Soros' right-hand man with Soros money funding WikiLeaks on record. Mr. Halperin, you cannot make this up. So people are like, well, then why is Assange in jail for doing something that's not illegal? Well, that's the whole point. They're burning their patsy. Just like they burned Lee Harvey Oswald or Tim McVeigh. When you read Operation Northwoods that ABC News, Associated Press, Baltimore Sun reported on, just type into a search engine, U.S. government had planned to terrorize U.S. cities as pretext for war with Cuba. In fact, let's put that on screen. Pentagon is another headline. Pentagon's plan to terrorize U.S. cities. It'll come up. They wanted to hijack jets by remote control, crash them, stage bombings, stage shootings, and then they even describe how to frame patsies in it. And this stuff's all public. Why do you think somebody leaked Northwoods about a year before 9/11 out of the NSA? It wasn't supposed to be declassified. It was crammed into another declassification. It was no accident. They were warning you, and now I've talked to people inside government. That's all I can say. That was released to warn you about it. What, I'm supposed to not question 9/11? I'm not supposed to question WikiLeaks because I have all the proof? So this is a 9/11 against the free internet, a 9/11 against the free press, and now they've got O'Reilly. They've got the former governor of Arkansas, Huckabee, saying, execute Assange. What about his handlers? They've got congressmen talking about indicting people in the New York Times. They're not going to be indicted. This is a staged deal. They want to just set the precedent to shut down free speech in this country, and they'll do it with a playboy who's unpopular like Assange. And let me just say, Glenn Beck, I got a lot of issues with him, but I got to commend him. He's changed his mind about WikiLeaks, and he said, this guy looks like a dirtbag, but if you let him burn Assange, they're going to burn free speech. Something's going on with Beck, man. I mean, O'Reilly, give me a break. I mean, Beck is being more and more honest. Well, what, a month ago, Beck came out and said the government's going to stage a new Oklahoma City to blame it on conservatives in America. Absolutely true. Because you got White House officials saying, gee, it'd be great to have an Oklahoma City and blame it on them. But look, the truth is the truth is the truth. I've covered WikiLeaks now. The biggest news is coming up when we get back. I mean, this is bombshell info. It all ties together with how the shadow government's operating, who owns it, and how we stop them. Then your phone calls, then a bunch of other news on the economy, you name it. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies